Okay, I'm back for another episode, and boy, do I have a lot to talk about. So, hopefully this should pan out well. So, oh my gosh, I forgot how immersive everything is. I'm so scared again. Where was I? Okay, so last time, a big plot twist just happened. So, I realized that. Actually, I realized more about the story. So there is actually pretext to this story. I think I'm supposed to go this way. Oh, no. Okay. There is actually pretext to this story. This boy is trying to find his sister, to determine her fate. That doesn't look like I'm supposed to go down there. Oh no! Okay. Alright. Oh, so this boy is trying to find his sister. That's the only pretext to this story we know. And last episode, or last part, I don't know if I should split this into two parts or not. We basically just freaked out. We had a panic attack and everything blurred out for the boy. And then he walked and he saw his sister in a vision or something. But because of the mind slugs, he went the opposite way. But then those things, I think those things over here. Can I see them? Ah, no. Okay. Yeah, those things over there, up there. Can I look? Up over there, ate the mind slug, and then I went back, and everything was all like back to mechanical things. And so I'm like, whoa, he hallucinated on something like that. And so I think that brings me to the first point of this video. Yeah, I'm stuck. Okay. That brings me to the first point, or not really anything unique. Everyone has figured this out already, but the first thing that majorly struck out to me was that I think I'm supposed to go here. That I might have been taking everything too literally. Inside everything is so insane, but you know, nobody doubted that it was literal, right? And so I came with that mentality to this game because I'm like, oh well, they have that one tiny connection with the mind slug, so it must be literal. But that's when I realized that, oh my gosh, I hardly did my research. So not only do we have that pretext of him trying to find his sister and the game being called Limbo, but you know, because of that hallucination, I realized that maybe this game is more symbolic than I thought. So even if I don't like the game being so symbolic, the theories about it being symbolic make a lot of sense. Okay, I understand. So my death goes up, and then my death goes down, and then my death resets. Very interesting, very interesting. Oh, I do like light. Light is very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Alright. So we'll wait till it's maybe halfway. Oh! No! Despicable behavior. Chase. Oh no! No! Did you see that? Oh, level designers didn't intend that. That's just my fast thinking. I'm scared. I don't want this. I don't want. No. Oh no. Oh, it's too dark. No. Should I get onto that? Should I grab on? Let me grab on. I don't know. Let me chase it just in case. I want to chase it just in case. Oh no, there's a thing! Ah! I can't see. Okay, make that be the last one. If that was not the last one, that took all my brain power. I am steaming in my head in stress. What do I do? Are you kidding? Absolutely unfair. Just abuse. See, it really is interesting. Like, this whole world is just set up to kill you. And so, like, literal theories obviously don't make sense, right? Because it makes no sense. Like, everything is just about repeating killing this boy. Like, I made mention of the fact that just right now, like, the only way I could get past this point was the previous me learning that if I, was stupid, I would die. Oh, I get it. Okay. No. Stop. Yeah, but, like, the only way you can get through some of these things is if you like the only way you can learn is by actually dying, which obviously in video games is like the normal thing. But with this game and its context, it seems like it makes it obvious for you. Like the story requires it, like Limbo requires it, right? Like it makes the convenient passageways, it makes the inconvenience and harshness of the world makes sense from a limbo perspective, or like a purgatory perspective. Like this boy has done something maybe to his sister, or you know, he's just at the wrong end of the spiritual world or whatever, and this is like his punishment and things like that. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't make it, I can't. Like even the electricity, like everything about it strikes realism, but because it's so whimsical, because the paths are so intentionally convenient and also intentionally out to get you, it can't be real. Okay, I did it, but off camera, because I just didn't want to waste space failing again and again, and I'm probably gonna do that more. These are getting really challenging. So it turns out the true intellect, the true hidden feature of that test was to just run fast. Yeah, so that's what I did. I just ran fast. I don't know. I passed it. That's no. What am I doing? Why did I do that? No. I'm scared. Oh no. No. I hear things and I don't want to hear them. Why is this light so minimally helpful? I survived. Now. There we go. Oh man, this is stressful. This game is so stressful. I don't trust anything. Why did I do that? Why was I just like, oh, lever? Yeah, sure. Let me not have any apprehension about pulling this at all, despite all the other levers trying to kill me. Lever, I don't care. Liver. I don't care if the music is nice, ethereal pads. I'm so stressed. What is that? What is that thing? I don't care much for not spoiling, but I think this might be a gun. Now don't panic. It's very obviously well established that just because there's a boy, this is not a children's game. So, with the peaceful ethereal pad music, I shall trigger this machine gun. No? I don't know. Okay. I can't even speak. I'm just... I don't know. I don't know. I just think like... when it comes to brutality, there are many ways to express it then, so just this is just too, I don't know, I don't want to judge like game makers, you know, when they just want to express things, but man, this is just so dark, just a kid getting shot like this, oh gosh. I guess a reason I'm like increasingly sensitive is because like adopted a Christian worldview, so it makes me more sensitive to like the value of human life, even though it's like a video game and things like that. You know, people can use that argument. You know, it's just strange. This thing is not gonna stop trying to murder me. Wait, it's smoking. Yeah! Death to violence! Oh no, wait. I'm sure it's dying. Just in case it explodes in my face, I'll jump to the right. Okay, just a bit here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, why is it quiet? No. No, 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 no. Okay, it's not gonna come back, but I don't. Why? Why was there ethereal pad music playing with the machine gun? It just juxtaposes everything. I don't like. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. But now that everything's quiet, I can continue talking about my findings. So, one of the more interesting theories I found was by, I think his name is Jake Vander. Jake Vander's Dante's Inferno. He calls it a thesis. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, yeah, we can call it a thesis. He basically pointed out that there are structures in this game that match the plot and setup of Dante's Inferno. So for example, you wake up, or you wake up in Dante's Inferno. You wake up in a world of peril, right? They use some similar kind of language to that, similar to how this boy wakes up in just a brutal, harsh world and things like that. I don't trust anything. If this game thinks for a second, So yeah, he gave an example about how there's a beast that I think guards the entrance, right? Which is similar to the giant spider, the iconic, scary, terrifying spider I faced at the very beginning. And so yeah, I'll link to the thesis, but he gave some very interesting. Oh, I got distracted. Sorry. He gave some very interesting parallels to that. And yeah, it was very interesting to show how this is all very symbolic and very similar in structure to Dante's Inferno. I think at the end maybe he was stretching a little bit, personally, in my opinion. But yeah, so I was just stunned that this game might not be as literal as I thought it was, especially with the beginning pretext. So, on the topic of meta and real and everything like that, one thing that makes the game even more ambiguous is, like I said, I'm coming from this, looking from the game inside, relating it to this game. And one thing I don't like is things like these. So you have the Mind Slug technologies used in the game inside, right? That seemed very, very indicative of literal... come on, very indicative of literal a literal world, like a literal dystopia. And in that game as well, we have the anti-gravity things as well, playing out. Come on, I'm not even trying. We have the anti-gravity things that where people are floating upside down, and you play with anti-gravity water and things like that. It's just really, really interesting that. Oh, come on. You find this technology, this anti-gravity technology in that game, which links it to this one. Maybe it's maybe it's the game designers trying to confuse us and say, ooh, it's a mystery. What's it gonna be? Is it literal or symbolic or meta? Ooh, we're not gonna tell you. La 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 la. Hey. Are you kidding me? Oh, so all that I did not need to do in the slightest. I just overcomplicate everything. But I think my method would have worked, I think that I was outsmarting the level designers, but I just gave them mercy. Also, my literal theory, or my literal understanding of the game, is also made redundant by the fact that we haven't met those tribal boys in a while. Which shows that, they might have been just, as some people have speculated, they might have been just symbolic of bullying. Maybe this boy in his past life, we're assuming he's dead because it's Limbo, but maybe this boy in his past life had troubles with bullies, and because the tribal boys haven't shown up for a while now, which means that I thought it was going to develop more on that, which I kind of wish, because I think that would have been more interesting. But yeah, the fact that they aren't showing up confirms that this is just it's all to just role play. It's all to just show certain things and loads of other things. But yeah, some things do hold up, but some things don't hold up. And admittedly, even if we find those two parallels, like the anti-gravity thing, it's just a troll. I see that gun. I'm not an idiot, unlike you. I got decapitated. What kind of... You see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you have brutality, yes. I can understand you trying to express that. It makes things cool, makes things bleak, but at the same time, yikes, man. There's just something uncomfortable about it. Right here. There you go. Oh, that was stupid. So apparently only the boy and the boxes, or maybe all loose objects can use the anti-gravity gun. Which makes me wonder, like, was it a troll? Like, did Inside just include those elements because, you know, that's just an interesting thing they can do with platforming games? Or was it to tell us that, hey, maybe the elements of this that are literal? I think I got this. Yeah, I think I understand. So I put this over here. Okay. Alright, then I just come over here and then boom. Oh, I boom. Yeah. Oh, level designers did not intend. I'm tired. What does this button do? Oh my. That is a big boy. They're too heavy. Oh, this one didn't go this time. Okay. I don't know how I solved that, but okay. that I don't know. Weird level. Watch as it crushes me last second. Yay, more upside down, just what I needed. That scared me half to death. Oh, I'm supposed to swing on it, okay. Too smart for you! Jump! Jump! Oh, I saw those spikes and I'm like, nope, I don't trust whether those are in the foreground or background. No. I unlike this game, I actually care about this little boy. What? Despicable. What? Okay. No, why did you do it so slowly? Okay. That was interesting. It was like a hardcore metal song. I'm getting frustrated with dying. Thank you. Okay, I think I'm just getting sick of all this. I'm getting sick of all the death. Why is it raining? Why is the rain going upwards, but this part rain is going downwards? Don't. Oh, it's a timer. Interesting. Oh, I love the background box. No. I got it. Don't crush my head. Don't. Okay. What do I do? No, don't make me start again. I have to start again. Asinine. Absolutely ridiculous. No, be patient now. Be patient. I missed! My patience is running thin! Absolutely stupid. Just... Alright. I still love the background thud. It's just so soothing. Like... Don't! It's like they added those elements so that, you know, like the sound would at least have... I don't trust this. I think I goofed. It's like they added the background element so that the sound would always have something interesting to do, right? Like, I think it's a game that, what I really like about it, it's paid attention to how sound can be incorporated so that sound is always has a role, because it has minimal sound design, right? Maybe like impactful moments, you know, have a drone, a pad, an ethereal thing here and there. But, you know, just that background element, they didn't need to add that box in the background, but the thud, the satisfying thud it makes, like the boom, just makes, you know, just makes all the difference. Oh, you boy! Okay. Come on, I got that. What am I supposed to do? Okay. Oh. Okay. The thing is, the background music is putting me off. So music, I don't know what it's called, but I love the sound. The sound is just phenomenal. This is really interesting. They always do something interesting with it. Oh, I just missed. That didn't do anything. It's like diegetic informing the non-diegetic orchestra. I just really like that. I think that's a really cool idea. But now, I just missed. Oh, no, that was a bad idea. The most gruesome one I've ever seen. There we go. Oh, wait. Asinine stupidity, just the worst. I was just distracted by the lovely little parts and repetitive beats. The timing of everything makes me so want to just jump and just want to rap to this constant lively string. What do I do? Oh, it's still going to. Oh, I know what it's gonna do. I know what you're gonna do. Oh, okay, it didn't do it. I love. Now the. Do you. Oh, that's. Oh, wait. Let me not actually get slashed. But you notice how you don't hear the saw blade now. Instead, you hear. What do you call it? I love about it. It's called syncresis. Michael Chion's audio vision. It's called syncresis, where you replace sound that has an association with the actual sound. So like here you have the spinning blade and you have a sound that keeps on phasing in and out, like that's my best representation, to make you associate that with this. It's like it's just those tiny things about the sound that makes oh, it's so good. Good. I wanna just hug this saw blade when it's off, of course. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm just scared. I guess I could jump when. I don't know. Oh, I didn't see you there. Okay, right. Interesting. That doesn't look like good stuff to me. Oh, I see another one there. Alright, there we go. Why? Really? Okay. So, I fixed the issue. I think it was a vertical sync thing. So let me just get this last part like a boss. Oh, that didn't work. Oh yeah, I survived that. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's working now. Alright, so this is the ending. So it was a VSync issue. I just switched to my integrated graphics since it's not really a heavy graphical thingy. But yeah, it's the ending. So he breaks through a window and goes back into a natural kind of thing where the light is beaming on his face, right? Sorry if I'm not being slow and accepting the slow motion for what it is. It's just I've been a bit frustrated trying to figure out why it wasn't working, why it was freezing all the time. Yeah. But yeah, this is the ending. So he breaks through the window. And which I think, I don't know if anyone pointed this out, but breaking through the window into, like, if I go back even, you notice that it's all nature once more, right? As if the industrial didn't exist. It's really interesting, right? So it's similar to Inside's ending as well, where the big blob monster, he also breaks out of a facility, falls down some trees, and he lands in an area where light is beaming on his face. It's a very similar motif. It's like always hinting. Inside occasionally always hints at connections to Limbo, which I always find interesting. But both games end with a reference to nature, like nature perhaps being peace, which I find very interesting. And so the boy is finally broken out, and I'm not controlling him anymore. And there's a girl, I think she's picking up stuff. Yeah, she seems to be picking up things. People think she's burying, but I think the animation shows that she's either digging up the ground or picking up something. And then that's it. And then no music at the end. It's just like, hey, yeah, that's the game. Hope you liked it. La 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 la. I hate you, Arndt Jensen. But yeah, so I do like the theories. I like how the game doesn't get out of its way to give you answers, but I think it's just a little bit too much, you know, a little bit too much ambiguity in my opinion. I wouldn't have minded the ambiguity if, you know, it was just on its own, but it's because of those tiny coincidences that Inside brings, like the mind slugs and the anti-grav aspect to it. They also similar dystopian. Oh, there's the music kicking in. The also similar dystopian environment that Inside brings about, and the similarity of the endings, where both boys, or technically the Inside wasn't a boy. And yeah, another interesting thing that you notice people point out is that the ladder is broken. The ladder on the right is now broken, as if aged. And there are flies flying over the supposed locations of both the girl and the boy, which is interesting. So it indicates that they're dead. Both of them are dead. And this is kind of an afterlife kind of thing. So yeah. So I can understand, you know, associations, right? Like literal associations where the spider might represent the boy's arachnophobia, or let me see if I can load the chapters. The spider's not here. Yeah, so the spider could represent the boy's arachnophobia. The tribal boys might represent you know, some sort of bullying the child has gone through in his past. you know, the mind slugs, they're a little bit out there. Like, I think the answer is like a blur between literal and symbolic. I think that while you can maybe say that this is all just a tale of, I don't know, even then it's not that clear cut on either side. But if on the extreme side you say that this is the tale of a guy's life, a boy's life, past life, some things don't add up, like the slugs. The slugs control other people as well, which is really interesting. Like this guy, that guy over there, he got controlled by a slug and drowned. You know, water can also represent the boy's fear of drowning. All these blades, the sharpness of everything, the hugeness of everything can just be exaggerations of how a child feels about factories and things like that. I think what I'm leaning towards is that even the insects can be, you know, fear of bugs. Like everything can be rationalized by just saying these are nightmarish things that a boy, guns of course, these are nightmarish things that, you know, it would make sense for a boy to be scared of. But what I think is the answer might be that the boy might have actually existed in a world. I hope my AC isn't destroying mine. Let me just turn that off just in case. The boy might have actually existed in a world where some of this stuff is true, some of this stuff is literal. You get what I'm saying? It would then put Inside in a new light where you know, it's the same concept of a boy trying to traverse through a world, just a whimsical world of conveniently placed things, but also inconveniently placed things, heavily inconvenient placed things. That's where I'm leaning, but you know, at the same time, like, it's such an old game, and I kind of get the sense that if it's too ambiguous, then people will sort of lose interest because we'll never know what's inside the mind, and the game will just be left alone like that. But anyway, I just wanted to play this for myself, see how it was like. I'm really happy I got to experience it. It was really fun. A bit dark. I wouldn't say I really like the dark elements that much, but they are what they are. I think there was also a lot of good to call out as well. Like good artwork, very good sound design. The sound design was really good. I think there were subtleties in Martin. I think his name was Martin. Martin's sound design and composition that you know, showed that it was something they thought about. Sound was something they thought about early in development, how it can mix in with the world in interesting ways. Especially, my favorite was at the end where all the elements just came together to make a track, you know, a rhythmic track where even the switching of the gravity and the banging of the huge metal blocks added to the drum beat. That was really cool. A really cool syncretic concept. Yeah, so that's been my experience. I hope you enjoyed this little video of mine. Yeah, let me know what you thought. And that's pretty much it for me. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you when I see you, I guess. Yay. Forza. Yay. Forza. See you in Limbo.